Welcome to this third session of geometry. So in this session, we are going to discuss quadrilaterals and polygons. So as you know that every day 9 p.m. is the daily live by me on the CAT quant area. So in this week, we have started with the geometry topics, and this is the third session. So before we go ahead, let me quickly tell you something about myself in case if you are attending my session for the first time. So my profile is displayed on the screen. So I have completed my MBA. I'm also an engineer. I have been training students for more than 12 years for CAT and other MBA entrance exams. So yes, you can expect lots of inputs from me in terms of your CAT preparation. Not only myself, we have the best of the educators on this channel. So make sure that you have subscribed to our channel. And this is the agenda for today's session. So we are going to quickly understand what is polygon, what are the different types of polygon and all. Then we'll understand different quadrilateral, that is four-sided figures. So square, rectangle, rhombus, parallelogram and all, some important properties related to this, and then we'll practice plenty of questions. Just to quickly tell you, you are watching this video on this Unacademy CAT4MBA channel, which is completely a free channel to prepare for your CAT and other MBA entrance exams. So make sure that you have subscribed to this and also be part of our Telegram group, which is CAT4MBA. Right, and yeah, in case if you are going for Unacademy subscription, which I'll highly recommend, you can use my referral code, which is SHAH10, and using this code you will get 10% waiver. So what do you get in subscription? You get access to mock test series, leaderboard, national percentile, structured courses of faculties, and there are many other advantages that you will get from my end in terms of your preparation. So please do it quickly and let's crack it together. So guys, just to go ahead, just to quickly brief you about polygon. So as it is displayed on your screen, that it is a closed figure bounded by three or more straight lines. In simple words, polygon is a closed figure formed by intersection of lines. Now, as you know that if I draw two lines, of course, I'll not be able to create a closed figure. So I need to have minimum three lines to make a closed figure, and the polygon such form, the polygons so form is called triangle. The triangle is a polygon with minimum number of sides. Then we have quadrilateral, pentagon, hexagon, and so on and so forth. Right? So you can just keep this for your reference. Now please understand, these are some of the important points related to polygon. So sum of all interior angles of an n-sided polygon is 180 into n minus 2. The reason is very simple. So if I take a five-sided polygon, that is what we call pentagon, so I can convert it into three triangles, and the interior angle of each triangle will be 180 degree. So total angle of sum of all the angles of this pentagon will come out to be 180 into 3, that is 540 degree. So in general, if we have n-sided polygon, we can convert it into n minus 2 triangles, and sum of all the angles of each triangle is 180. So sum of all angles of a polygon can be calculated by this formula. Then sum of all exterior angle of a polygon is 360 degree. So what is an exterior angle? So if I draw a polygon and if I extend one side, so this angle is an exterior angle. In fact, we have already discussed this thing during triangle, so I'm sure you are well versed. And sum of all these angles, so if I extend over here, then here, and so on and so forth. So sum of all these angles, they may not be identical unless it's a regular polygon, but sum of all these five angles will be 360. Even if you take 10-sided polygon, so sum of all extra angle will again come out to be 360 degree. A polygon with all sides and all angles equal is called regular polygon. So please remember, rhombus is not a regular polygon, though all sides are same but all angles are not same. So it's not a regular figure. But square, equilateral triangle, and hexagon, so in that we can have regular figures. And each interior angle of an n-sided regular polygon is of course the sum of all angles divided by n, and so on and so forth. A line joining two non-adjacent vertices is called diagonal, and the number of diagonals of n-sided polygon, it can be given by this formula. So couple of times this question has been asked in CAT exam, where you had to calculate the number of diagonals of an n-sided polygon, or you are given the number of diagonals of a polygon, and based on that you need to find out what is the sum of all interior angles. So ultimately you need to calculate the number of sides, and so on and so forth. So that is where this formula will be very handy. So I'm sure all of you are clear with this concept of polygon. Okay, and guys, as I had explained earlier when we had discussed triangles, I had mentioned that polygons are of two types: regular, irregular, in fact concave, convex and all. So in case if you have missed the previous sessions, please make a point to watch geometry session 1 and geometry session 2 videos. You will get complete understanding about that. So now let's start with square. Looks like a very simple figure, we know it since ages, but here we need to explore it slightly in a different way. Okay, so of course sides, you know, all sides are equal, all angles are equal. What about diagonal intersection? So guys, in square, remember that diagonals bisect each other. First of all, diagonals are equal and they bisect each other. Not only that, they are also perpendicular to each other, right? So these are few properties that you need to remember about square. Then what is the figure formed by joining the midpoint of sides? So if I just join the midpoint of the sides, the figure so formed will also be a square, and this can be easily proved using some of the concepts that we discussed in triangles. So how can we prove this thing, guys? It's very simple. So let me take the square as ABCD and the midpoints of ABCD as PQRS. Now, of course, this PS, look at triangle ABD, this triangle ABD. So in triangle ABD, P and S are the midpoints of two sides. So as we know, the midpoint theorem, line connecting the midpoint of two sides is half of the third side and parallel to third side. Same way you can prove that this is half of third side and parallel to third side, and so on and so forth. So since the diagonals are equal, their halves will also be equal. So we have proved that all four angles are equal. Now please understand, this diagonal also bisect angle at vertices. So all the angles are 90 degree and they are bisected. So they will be 45, 45 and so on and so forth. So you can also prove that this is 90. So this has to be 45, right? So this will also be 45 and this will come out to be 90. So four-sided figure with all sides same and each angle 90 degree. Of course, it's going to be a square. So this is how you can prove it for other figures also. What about, so this we have understood, this is going to be a square. Then ratio of radius of circle inscribed and circle circumscribed. So this is what we need to understand. If I draw a circle like this one, let me quickly draw a circle. So if I draw a circle inside the square and then circle circumscribing the square. So what will be this ratio? Can you quickly tell me? Can you calculate this ratio, guys? If you want, you can take the side of the square as A units. Then in terms of A, what will be the radius of this inner circle and the outer circle? So of course, this side has been taken as A. So can I say this diameter of this inner circle is nothing but A? So side of the inner circle, right? Inner circle radius will be A by 2. Radius of inner circle will be A by 2. And what can you say about this diagonal of a square? So diagonal of a square is √2 times side, because it's a isosceles right angle triangle ADC. So you understand that. So this diagonal is nothing but diameter of this complete outer circle, right? So what will be the radius of outer circle? It's half of diameter. So √2a divided by 2. So it will come out to be A upon √2. Are you getting this point? So what will be this ratio? If you calculate the ratio, it will come out to be 1:√2. This will be the ratio, right? Inscribed circle divided by the circumscribed circle. So it will be 1:2. So I'm sure all of you have understood this. Have you all understood, guys? Right. Okay. Then area, very simple, A square. Perimeter, sum of all sides. Length of diagonal, √2a. So these are some of the parameters that you need to keep in mind. Okay, fine. Same way, let's go ahead with the next figure, which is rectangle. So in rectangle, of course, you understand that the lengths are same and the breadths are same. All the angles are also equal. So we are clear about this. What about diagonals? So in rectangle, the diagonals are also equal. They bisect each other, but they are not perpendicular. In fact, they also do not bisect the angle. So these two angles will be different. Remember this. But then this angle will be equal to this angle. This angle will be equal to this angle, and so on and so forth, right? Then what will be the figure formed by joining the midpoint of sides? So if I connect the midpoint of sides, let me take proper midpoints so that you can understand that figure. If I just join these points, So the figure so formed can easily prove that it will be a rhombus, right? Because diagonals are same, so their half will be same. So this side, this inner figure will have all sides equal, so it will be a rhombus, right? Let me just write down. Okay, what about figure formed by intersection of angle bisector, not midpoint of angle bisector, intersection of angle bisector. So let me draw one rectangle over here. If I draw the angle bisectors, so it will be like this. Same way I can draw it like this. Now you know each angle is 90 degrees, so of course this angle will be 45, this will be 45, and so on and so forth. So you can easily prove that all these inner angles will be 90 degree, and this figure will be a rectangle again. So figure formed by intersection of angle bisectors will be a rectangle. Have you all understood this? Of course, area, it's very simple, length into breadth. Perimeter, twice length plus breadth. Diagonal, what will be the diagonal? Under root of L square plus B square. So these are certain points that you need to understand as far as rectangle is concerned. So I'm sure all of you are very clear about this figure. Now let's go ahead with rhombus. So rhombus, all sides equal, opposite angles are equal. So this angle equal to this angle, same with this angle will be equal to this angle. Then diagonals, so of course diagonals bisect each other, but the diagonals are not equal. Remember this thing. So I have used same sign for these two parts and different sign for these two parts. But angle bisects angle, this diagonal bisects angle at the vertices. So this is alpha, alpha. This will also be alpha because opposite angles are same. Same with this will be beta, beta. This will also be beta and beta. Have you all understood this? Right. Okay. Then what will be the figure formed by midpoint of sides, by joining the midpoint of sides? So guys, if I connect the midpoint of sides, the figure so formed will be a rectangle. Why it will be a rectangle? Because the diagonals are perpendicular. So you can easily prove this thing. So I'm leaving it for you. You can try to prove this thing, that how can you ensure that this is 90, all these angles are 90, but they'll surely be 90 degree, and this figure will be actually a rectangle. Let me just write down, it will be again a rectangle. Then what will be the radius of the circle inscribed in this rhombus? So guys, if I inscribed a circle over here, and if I need to find out the radius, of course what I need to find out is this part. Suppose we are given side as A. So let's see if we can get something. So can I say all sides are equal, so this is A, so this diameter will also be A, isn't that? Yeah, in fact it will be slightly different. Let me just draw it here. Yeah, let me just erase this part. It will not be like this, it will touch perpendicularly. So actually this circle will not have diameter equal to A, it will be this one, right? So this is what you need to find out. Now how can you find it? Guys, if you can think of something to find out this particular part, same way, if you just check over here, so probably it is touching on this side, so it will be slightly slanting. So surely it will not be A, it will be less than A. So this is what you need to understand. So this will be less than A. So what you can do is you can just calculate this thing, try to have something. So for example, this is the center of the circle, and of course this is also the intersection point of diagonals. So the intersection point of diagonals. Let me take this point as O, this as P, and this as Q. So what can I say about triangle POQ? Of course this is always perpendicular, right? Okay, because this is a tangent and this is the radius. So when we'll discuss circle, I'll explain this point that the radius is always perpendicular to tangent, right? So now what we need over here is, of course, we need to find out this thing, and of course we'll require the measurement of diagonals as well. So this will be slightly different based on just sides. You can't find out, but what you can say is it's going to be less than A, right? What is the area of rhombus? Guys, remember all those figures which have diagonal perpendicular to each other, the area can be calculated like 1/2 product of diagonals, as simple as that. Okay, perimeter, so of course 4 times A, and length of the diagonal, of course they'll be different, they'll not be same. Are we clear about this? Okay, so we will not calculate diagonal for next figures. So let's look at parallelogram. Opposite sides are equal and parallel. Opposite angles are equal. So this angle will be equal to this angle. This angle will be equal to this angle once again. And please remember the adjacent angle will be adding up to 180 degrees. So sum of these angles will be 180 degree. Same way in the previous figure also, this 2 alpha plus 2 beta is 180 degrees. So alpha plus beta is 90, and that's how you can derive that this is also going to be 90, right? So adjacent angles add up to 180 degree, opposite angles are equal. Fine. Then diagonal intersection. So of course diagonal will bisect each other, but diagonals will not be equal, right? So if I just draw a compressed figure, so you will quickly understand this part. Okay, suppose if I take a figure like this, so of course this diagonal will be shorter and this diagonal will be longer. So diagonals will not be equal, but they'll surely bisect each other. And of course they are not perpendicular, right? They do not bisect angle at vertices. So this is how parallelogram is different from rhombus. And guys, this is what you need to remember. If you want to master geometry, you will have to remember characteristic, or you can say properties of each and every figure, right? So if you are discussing quadrilateral, you will have to remember this properties or this characteristics of the figures that I have mentioned here. Fine. What is the area? So remember, area is base into height. Now why is it base into height? So guys, height, if I just draw a diagonal in a parallelogram, so this parallelogram will be divided into congruent triangles. You can easily prove that this side is equal to this side is equal to this side, and this side is of course common. So these two triangles are congruent. So area is twice the area of this triangle. Now what is the area of this triangle? If I take this as base, this is height, it will be 1/2 base into height and double of that. So it's going to be base into height. What is the perimeter? Of course, it's sum of all sides. So based on the measurement given, you can find that. Now let's quickly understand trapezium. So in trapezium, one pair of sides are parallel. They are not equal, they are parallel. And the other sides are not parallel. They are also called oblique sides. The sides which are not parallel are also called oblique sides. You can't say anything about angles because it's a slightly irregular figure. You can't comment. Yes, you can comment on this one, figure formed by midpoint of sides. Guys, you take any irregular quadrilateral, when you connect the midpoint of all the sides, the figure so formed will always be parallelogram. It can be rectangle, rhombus, square, but it will always be parallelogram, right? How can we prove this thing? So of course, again using triangle property, that this diagonal, so these are the midpoint of these two sides. So this is one triangle, right? And this side has to be half and parallel to this side. Same with this side has to be half and parallel to this one. So you can say this opposite sides will be equal and parallel. Same way if I draw this diagonal, right? So opposite sides will be equal and parallel. So because of that, figure formed by joining the midpoints of all four sides will also be a parallelogram. So I'm sure all of you have understood this part. Yes, everyone. Are you all with me? Am I audible to everyone clearly? Right. Please let me know in case if there is any confusion. Please type it in the comment box. If there is any lag or something, so please let me know. Fine guys, now there is something called isosceles trapezium. Now isosceles trapezium is that trapezium in which the non-parallel sides are equal. So these two sides are equal. So this is isosceles trapezium. Remember, in isosceles trapezium, the diagonals are also equal. Okay, so diagonals are also equal, right? Okay, fine. Yep. And what is the area of any trapezium? So guys, area is 1/2 sum of parallel sides. Okay, this side is A, this is B, and this height is H. Okay, so it's 1/2 sum of parallel sides into height. So this is the area of trapezium. So I'm sure all of you have understood all the figures that I've explained up till now. What figures have we discussed? So we started with square, then we have discussed rectangle, then rhombus, then parallelogram, and this is trapezium. The last figure that we need to discuss is the kite. Okay, so we need to understand this figure. So guys, kite, I mean, as the name suggests, it should be of this shape where these two sides are equal and these two sides are equal. Because these two sides are equal, so if you look at this one becomes an isosceles triangle, and in isosceles triangle, when I drop a perpendicular, it also becomes the median, right? So this two will also be equal. Similarly, over here also, this bottom one is also an isosceles triangle, so this will also be perpendicular. So you can say the diagonals are perpendicular to each other, and the longer diagonal bisects the shorter diagonal. Since the diagonals are perpendicular to each other, as I mentioned earlier, the area will be half of the product of diagonals straight away. Figure formed by joining the midpoint, so it will be parallelogram. Okay, and diagonal intersections, of course, they will be perpendicular to each other. Angles, can't say anything, I mean, you can't say angles will be equal, but remember, this longer diagonal will bisect these two angles. Once again, the same thing, because this is an isosceles triangle, so this perpendicular will be angle bisector as well as the median as well as the height, right? Okay, so these are certain properties of kite that you have to understand. Now there is a special figure called cyclic quadrilateral. Guys, in cyclic quadrilateral, you know, this opposite angle, sum of this opposite angle will be 180 degree. That's a first property. The second thing is, of course, you know, about area. So if you know the measurement of all four sides, so you can calculate semi-perimeter, which is half of the perimeter, right? And once you have this semi-perimeter and the measurement of sides, you can calculate area using this formula. This is the Heron's formula. S minus A into S minus B into S minus C into S minus D. There is also something called Tolemy's theorem. Tolemy's theorem. And Tolemy's theorem establishes some relationship between the sides and you know, the diagonals. So if I take a cyclic quadrilateral ABCD, let me tell you what is Tolemy's theorem. So if this is ABCD, then according to this Tolemy's theorem, product of the opposite sides, that is AB into CD plus AD into BC, sum of the product of opposite sides will be equal to product of these two diagonals, that is AC into DB. And again, this has been proved, so here we are not going to prove it because the proof is pretty complicated and long. But yes, you can remember this theorem because sometimes the questions have been asked on this, right? So guys, this is what we had to mainly discuss about quadrilaterals. Now we need to understand this regular hexagon, because questions have been asked on regular hexagon. So it's a polygon with 6 equal sides and equal angles. So each angle will be of 120 degree, sum of all angles 720 degree, and each side will be same, right? This is a regular hexagon. And a regular polygon consists of 6 equilateral triangles. So guys, if I just connect all the vertex with the center, so it will get converted into 6 equilateral triangle. You can say I have also drawn the diagonals. So these are nothing but diagonals. So if you draw all the diagonals opposite by connecting vertices, of course I am not connecting this vertices. If I draw the diagonals by connecting opposite vertices, they will intersect at this point, and this will get converted into 6 equilateral triangles, right? Many a times in questions you are required to use this property as well. What is the area of regular hexagon? So area of one equilateral triangle with side A is √3/4 times side square. So area of the complete hexagon is 6 times of this. So what is 6 times of this one? It's 3√3/2 A square. Radius of the circle, circumscribed, circle inscribed. So again guys, you can do that thing. You know, so radius will be nothing but this side. So the side of regular hexagon will become the radius of this circle, right? And if I inscribed a circle, then again you can easily calculate the radius. So I'm leaving it to you so that you can calculate that. So guys, for time being, we'll go ahead with the practice questions. So let's start with this question. Can you quickly tell me what will be the answer for this question? A star shaped figure is given, and you need to find out sum of the measurement of all angles, that is PQRST at the vertices. So we need to find out sum of these angles. Of course, this may not be equal, you know, because the figure is not drawn to scale. So it can be a star like this also. So this angle may be bigger, this may be smaller, and so on and so forth. So if you get some clue, you can type your answer in the chat box. I'm giving you 1 minute time to solve this question. Quickly do it. You know, in case if you are looking for some clue, so let me give you some clue. This is a pentagon. This figure is a pentagon. And you need to use this property that sum of all external angles rather, in a pentagon is 360 degree in one direction. So if I take this angle, this one and this one, the angles that I've marked, sum of this 5 angles will be 360. Same way, let me mark the other angles with different color. Same way, this angle, then this angle, this one and this one, it will also be 360 degree, right? And can I say these are 5 triangles? So sum of all interior angle in a triangle is 180. So 5 triangles. So sum of all angles will be 5 into 180 degree. So the required angle is this 900 degree minus the 720 degree. So answer will come out to be 180 degree. This is your answer. Guys, have you understood? Yeah, sure. Okay, great. So let's go ahead. So guys, you are given a quadrilateral and area of triangular region POS, POQ, QOR and so on and so forth. So these areas are given and you need to find out area of SOR. So how will you do it? Quickly tell me. Achha, just for your information, so today it's the first session. This is the first session of quadrilateral. Tomorrow we are going to have one more session on quadrilateral in which we'll be just practicing questions. And when we practice question, of course, I include those CAT previous year questions, right? So please do not miss the second session, and it's going to be the 4th session of geometry actually. So session number 1 and session number 2 were on triangle, 3 and 4 on quadrilateral, then 5 and 6 on circle, 7 and 8 on 3D figures, you can say mensuration, and 9 and 10 it's going to be on coordinate geometry, which is also very important area, right? Sometimes the questions have been asked not only in CAT exam but even in other entrance exam like SNAP and all. Why am I calling it an important area? Because you know, the coordinate geometry questions are slightly easier to solve. If you just understand the basic concepts, it will be easier for you to answer the questions. It doesn't consume much time. Fine guys, so yeah, let me help you understand this part. I'm sure you must have you must remember that property of triangle, that 2 triangles with equal heights have the area you know, in proportion to their bases. So can I say this 2 triangle, that is POS and POQ, their height is equal, right? Because PR is perpendicular to QS, so this is the height for both the triangles, so height is same. So area ratio should be equal to the ratio of their bases. Now you are given the areas like POS is given as 12 units and POQ is given as 9 units. So what is the ratio of area? It's 4:3. That means I can say these 2 bases are in the ratio 4:3. That means these 2 areas should also be in the ratio 4:3. Isn't that? Now what is the area of QOR? It's given as 15. So QOR, this is given as 15. So this has to be 20. Only then the ratio of 4:3 will be maintained here, right? So our answer is 20. Guys, yeah, just ignore these options. The options are incorrect. It should be something like 15, 20, 25 and so on. So we'll tick mark 20 as the option. Are you all clear with this, everyone? Yeah, so let me show you one more question. Yeah, please try for this. and let's see if you are able to solve this or not quickly. So points E, F, G, H lie on the sides AB, BC, CD, DA respectively of a square, right? So let me just try to draw a figure over here. If I take this as A, B, C, D, so E, F, G, H lie on the sides and nothing is mentioned whether they are midpoints or not. So I can take this way E, then F, G, H, and EFGH is also square, so this distance has to be same over here. So F should also be at the same distance, same way this should also be at the same distance, and similarly this one. So my square will be like this. But if you observe, they have mentioned one point, CG is longer than EB, so this CG should be longer than EB, but in our figure CG is becoming shorter than EB. That means we realize that this point E should be over here, right? So this figure is not correct. The correct figure is this one. So let me call this as ABCD. This points as the bigger square is given, of course it's ABCD. So A, B, C, sorry, C and D, and these points are E, F, G and H. Now I can say GC is bigger than EB, so this satisfies that condition, right? And this area is 62% of that of ABCD. So if ABCD area is 100, let me just write here area of, if the outer square is 100, so area of inner square will be 62.5. Area of quadrilateral or square ABCD is, let's assume that's 100 because we are assuming the side as 10 and 10. Because see, the complete question has all the values in percentage and the answer option also are in ratio. There is no constant value, so we can assume value or the area is 100. Okay, so area of quadrilateral, E, F, G, H, so it will be 62.5, right? So this is what is known to us. Now guys, if I take this as x, so can I say this will be 10 minus x? In fact, this one also be 10 minus x because we have taken the complete length or the side of the outer square as 10, right? So now let's assume this is x, so this will be 10 minus x somehow, and let's assume this value. Now what will be this value? Can I say this should be under root of 62.5? Because only if a square has side under root of 62.5, its area will come out to be 62.5. So that's how I got this one. So now I can apply Pythagoras theorem for triangle, in triangle EBF, where angle B is 90 degrees. So I can apply the Pythagoras theorem. EF square is equal to EF square is equal to EB square plus BF square. Isn't that? So what is EF square? 62.5 is equal to EB square, that is x square, plus this is going to be 10 minus x whole square. So if we just solve this thing, we'll get 2x square minus 20x plus 100, which is equal to 62.5. So if I just simplify this equation, I'll get 2x square minus 20x plus 37.5. 100 minus 62.5 is 37.5. So it's equal to 0 when we solve. So we will get value of x as 15 5 because 37.5 into 2 is 75. So split 75 in two parts such that the summation will be minus 20. So it will be minus 15 and minus 5, right? So roots will come out to be 15 by 2 and 5 by 2. Now what is x? X is the value of EB. So of course EB has to be shorter than this one. So of course this has to be 7.5 and this has to be 2.5. So this is how we'll get this as 2.5. And what do we need to find out? Find the ratio of the length of EB to CG. So EB to CG is nothing but 2.5 is to 7.5, that is 1 is to 3. This is the answer. Yes, have you all understood this question? So guys, as it is mentioned, it is also CAT question, right? So I mean, yes, if you understand properties properly, you will be able to solve all the questions. So you had to understand triangle properly. Then now must have understood quadrilateral. So you will also be able to answer questions based on circle and mensuration. And of course, all this understanding will also be required even in coordinate geometry. So that's why we are moving in a step-by-step manner, right? Okay, guys, fine. So just a moment. Let's go ahead and try to solve this question now. Yeah. Okay, today it's going to be slightly a short session because tomorrow we are going to discuss many more questions. So today we are keeping it slightly short. Yeah, there are so few more questions. So let's try for each and every question now. In a parallelogram, ABCD of area 72 square centimeters. So this is that parallelogram. The area of this one is given as 72 square centimeter. As you know, in parallelogram, area is base into height, right? If I take this as this height as h, base as b, so I know b into h is given as 72. The sides CD and AD have lengths 9 centimeter and 16 centimeter. So CD, this complete is 9 centimeter and this is 16 centimeter, right? So of course guys, you can easily make out height because B is given as 9 centimeter. So of course this height should be 8 centimeter. So okay, we can find out this. Let P be the point on CD such that AP is perpendicular to CD, right? So AP is perpendicular to CD. Then the area in square centimeter of triangle APD, what will be this area? Now guys, it will be slightly easier because this is 16, this is 8, so you can easily find out this length. And once you have got this length, you can apply that formula 1/2 base into height. Okay, so let's assume this is x. So what is going to be x? So I can say x square is equal to 16 square minus 8 square. So this will come out to be 192, right? 256 minus 64. So it is going to be 192. So what is square root of 192? 64 3s are 192, so it will be 8 root 3. So x is going to be 8 root 3. So answer will be 1/2 into 8 root 3 into 8. So this will be 32. So definitely this was a very simple question, right? So even this kind of questions are being asked in CAT exam. So try to pick this kind of question, and this is what happens when you write more mock tests. You are able to identify questions properly. So I strongly suggest that you should be writing at least one mock test every week, right? So that you start identifying the easy question, and that will definitely help you in boosting your confidence, guys, right? Okay, fine. Now I want all of you to try for this question, and once again you take 1 minute time to solve this question. Let's see whether you get the correct answer or not. Guys, we are also conducting one marathon session on geometry on this coming Saturday, that is 2 to 5 p.m. and one more marathon session on Unacademy. Acha, we are not conducting this Saturday marathon session on geometry. We'll be conducting marathon session on CAT 2019 analysis. So yeah, please attend that. And on Sunday we are conducting marathon session on Unacademy app 2 to 5 p.m. and in that I'm going to discuss all the questions from modern maths. So do not miss those sessions. Yeah, so these are two squares, and they the vertex of this square coincides with the center of another square. So this may look like a complicated figure, right? I mean, how will you find out the shaded region? because what you are given is this two sides, the squares of ABCD, sides of ABCD is 24, this is 18, right? And you are also told that PQ is 4. If PQ is 4, so what will be this one? Of course this has to be 14. Then you drop a perpendicular. If you drop a perpendicular, this complete is 24, so this is going to be 12. So you can find out this length, isn't that? You can find out this length, and if you just connect it over here, so yeah, maybe you can try to find out this area, but actually this question doesn't require to be solved this way. It's a very simple question. What we can do is we can just draw two lines. Let me draw one line over here, another line over here. Since these are two squares, right, and they are just aligned at the center, one vertex of a square is aligned at the center of another square, as you can easily prove by similarity that this figure is same as this figure. So what we can do is we can replace this part by this part. So now I need to find out area of this corner, in fact this quarter of a square, and it's nothing but 1/4 of the complete square. So the square has side 24 by 24, so area it's 576. What is 1/4 of 576? It's 144, isn't that right? That's your answer. If you think in a different way, if you just give a thought, I'm sure you will get some quick answer. In such questions you can definitely give a try for 30 seconds before going ahead with conventional method. It's worth spending that much time, right? So answer is 144. Okay, now try for this question. This is also a good question, but I can say a simple question. So there is a rectangular corner, so this is not a square, it's a this is a rectangular corner. Okay, the corner A of the rectangle is also a point on the circumference of the circle, right? I've just drawn the square outside, it's not given. What is the radius of the circle in centimeters? You need to find out this radius of the circle. You need to find out this, and what you are given is, this is given as 20 and this is given as 10, right? Looks tricky question, isn't that? So based on this, how will we find out the radius, guys? So try for a minute and let's see if we are able to solve it or not. Everyone, please try for this question. Can you do it? In fact, if you want, you can pause the video over here and you can try on your own, and then you can verify your answer with me. If you have got the answer, then let me know your answer quickly. Let me draw something over here. If I connect this one, can I say this is also radius? This OA is the radius. Let me drop a perpendicular over here. So let's take this point P. So AP is the perpendicular on this one, OB. Yeah. Now look at triangle APO. Of course, it's a right angle triangle. What will be the measurement of this one? What will be this measurement? Can I say this complete measurement is R? So this part should be R minus 20. Yes or no? Same way, this complete OB is radius and we know this height is 10 units. So this OP should be R minus 10. So now I have a right angle triangle like this one. This is R minus 10. This is R minus 20 and this is R. So now of course we can apply that Pythagoras theorem. So we can say R square is equal to R minus 20 whole square plus R minus 10 whole square. Yes, everyone? Okay, so let's solve this one and then I'll show you a shortcut as well. So this will come out to be, R square minus 40R plus 400 plus r square minus 20r plus 100. So this r square will get cancelled off, so we'll be left with r square minus 60r plus 500 is equal to 0. Definitely this can be splitted as minus 50 minus 10. Yes or no, everyone? Yeah. Okay, you need to find out the radius of the larger circle. So you know, if you just solve this quadratic, value of r will come out to be 50 or 10. Now of course this part is 10, so this complete radius has to be more than 10, so 10 is not possible, so answer has to be 50, isn't that? Now let's look at the alternate method to solve this question. We have got this relationship r square equal to r minus 20 whole square plus r minus 10 whole square. Yeah, now here you can go with answer option because answer options are pretty convenient, right? So let's try to plug in r as 30. So this right hand side, when I take r equal to 30, my right hand side will be 30 square, and left hand side over here itself, 30 minus 20, it's going to be 10 square. 30 minus 10, it's going to be 20 square. Are these two equal? No, they are not equal, so r can't be 30. Same way try for 40, 60 and so on so forth, and you will get r value 50. Only 50 satisfies this equation. If I just write 50 square equal to r minus 20 is 30 square, and r minus 10 it's 40 square. So of course you know 3 4 5 is the Pythagorean triplet, so 30 40 50, of course they'll satisfy. So this is how you can quickly answer this question rather than going by the normal method. Yes, are you all clear? Fine. So here comes another question, and this is a good question, everyone. So this is a good question. A rectangle with perimeter 42 is such that it can be divided into squares with each side equal to 3 centimeter. Right? There is a rectangle, and please understand the perimeter is 42, and we are able to divide it into the squares of sides 3 centimeters. So this is one square of side 3 centimeter, another square, and so on and so forth, right? So we should be able to divide it like this. I don't know how many squares will be there, I'm just drawing it this way. So perimeter is of course length into breadth, so this is 42, right? Now can I say we are able to divide this L in three, in some parts where each length is 3, so L should be multiple of 3. So let's take L is equal to 3m. Same way this breadth should also be multiple of 3, so it should be 3n, right? So now what I'm saying is 3m twice of 3m plus 3m. What is perimeter? Sum of all sides. So twice of 3m plus 3n is given as 42. If we just solve this thing, what will we get over here? 3m plus 3n is equal to 21. Yeah. So if I further take 3 as a common factor, I'll get m plus n equal to 7. That's it. I got m plus n equal to 7, right? So now what is our question? Find the maximum possible area of such rectangle. Guys, the area of rectangle will be maximum when its length and breadth are almost equal, right? They are almost equal. So in that case, that area will be maximum for the given perimeter, by the way, right? So now I can take is it mentioned that it has integer values divided into square with side 3 centimeter, right? So you should be able to divide into squares of side 3 centimeters. So suppose there are m squares over here, so m has to be an integer value. So what are the possible values that I can take? 4 plus 3, let me just write down over here, m and n. So I can take 4 3, I can take 6 1, and so on and so forth. Ultimately the summation should be 7. Now what if I take this m as, or I can also take 5 2, right? If I take 4 and 3, so what will be the length? Length will be 3 into 4, 12 units, and the breadth will come out to be 3 into 3, that is 9 unit. And what will be the area in that case? It will be 108, correct? Okay. What if I take this as 6 and 1? So if I take m as 6, so 6 3s are 18, I'll be taking 18, as the length, and the breadth will be 3 into 1, that is 3. So area will come out to be 54. So as I just mentioned, the more the difference between length and breadth, the lower will be the area for the given parameter, right? So here we will try to keep length and breadth as close as possible, and the possible values are this one. So that's why I'll go ahead with this option. It's 108. Yep. Right. Of course. Okay. So have you all understood? Of course, I mean, when you are solving, you should not require to spend so much of time. You can quickly figure out that length has to be multiple of 3, breadth has to be multiple of 3, and of course we want to keep parameter as 42. So once you have got m plus n as 7, you need to take these two values as close as possible. So take 4 and 3 and you will get the answer, right? But remember this concept, for the given parameter, area will be maximum when the length and breadth are as close as possible, right? Okay, fine guys. So I'm sure all of you have understood this question. Okay, so this is what we had to discuss as far as this session is concerned. Now tomorrow it's going to be another practice session based on quadrilateral, and we are going to practice plenty of questions. We are going to practice more than 20 questions. So be there without wasting a minute. Okay, be there on time. Now before we wind up, let me quickly tell you about subscription. So as you know that on over here you are learning on YouTube. Right now you are learning on YouTube. Similarly, you can also learn on Unacademy platform, right? And if you have taken a subscription, so you will enjoy many more benefits like this one. So you will get access to mock test series, and as you know, you need to write mock test, right, on a regular basis. As I just mentioned that you need to write at least one mock test every week. So this is what you get over here. You will get plenty of mock test with national percentile and detailed solution and analytics. Then you will get access to regular leaderboard, and you will also be able to see your national percentile, of course, and you will be able to attend structured courses of different faculties. Yeah, hi Shivam, good to see you. But you are late, Shivam. I don't know whether you were there earlier or not. Right, so you can attend regular doubt solving session and structured courses of many educators, of course including mine. So that's the reason I'll suggest that go for the subscription. There are various plans. Let me tell you, in case if you're not aware about this Unacademy platform, so what you need to do is you can go to Play Store and you can search for this Unacademy learning app. Okay, and then you can install that app. Then you will have to select your goal as CAT, because you are preparing for MBA entrance exams. So you'll have to select your goal as CAT, and you click on get subscription. So you will be able to see various plans. So among all these plans, I'll suggest that you can go for this 12 months or 24 months plan, because the CAT exam, by the way, just today the CAT notification has come out. So I don't know whether you are aware about that or not. So yeah, CAT is going to be on 29th November as per the current announcement, and it is going to be conducted in regular 2 slots on that Sunday as of now. But then they have mentioned one thing on the website that there may be some changes depending upon the COVID situation. So yeah, please make sure that you just staying updated about that, right? So you can go for either of this plan, and once you have chosen your plan, then you can apply my referral code, which is SHAH10, and using that you will get 10% waiver. Not only that, what I'll suggest is once you have applied my referral code, please DM me on this one, so that I'll help you in preparing your study plan. I'll help you with your mock test strategy, and at the time of applying to various exams and colleges, I'll help you that which form should you fill. Otherwise it's a big ocean and you will get lost in in terms of applying to various colleges. So this is what you are going to get if you use my referral code. So do it. Yeah. And guys, one more thing, these are the other courses of Unacademy. So as you know, Unacademy is India's largest online learning platform, right? So you can inform your friends and other relatives if they are preparing for any of this exam. So tell them about Unacademy, introduce Unacademy to them, so that they can also be benefited like you are learning every day, right? Okay, do not forget to press the like button for this video, and do not forget to share this channel with your friends. Share my videos with your friends. You can access all my videos through this URL. So go to this one, tinyurl.com/Ronak Sir, Ronak-Sir. You can access all my videos from here. Yeah, and so share this URL, this particular video repository with your friends through Facebook or Instagram and all, so they can also prepare with me. And yes, this is our Telegram channel, in case if you are not aware about that, right? So you can also be part of this. We also have started plenty of different discussion groups where I'm uploading the practice questions and I'm answering the students' queries. So yeah, you can also enjoy that along with me and the other students. Guys, just to quickly tell you about my slot. So I conduct sessions on YouTube and I also conduct on Unacademy platform. So 2 to 3 p.m. I'm not conducting nowadays, but every day on YouTube I'm live from 9 to 10 p.m. and every Saturday I conduct marathon. This Saturday from 2 to 5 p.m. I'm going to analyze CAT 2019 paper, right? And yes, apart from that, I also conduct session on Unacademy platform. So you can find me by this name, Ronak Kumar Shah, and then press the follow button. So you will get notification about all my sessions. And every day on this Unacademy app, I conduct session from 5 to 6 p.m. And on Sunday, again the same time, 2 to 5 p.m. I conduct marathon. So on this Sunday, I'm going to conduct a marathon session on complete modern maths. So please be there and keep learning with me. So guys, let's crack it. And that's it for today. Good night. See you for the next session.